everyone. One thing that I noticed in A Midsummer's Night Dream is that in the very beginning, when they're all confessing their love and pointing fingers at each other, it's kind of like a bunch of kids sitting in the principal's office trying to tell who's in trouble and what's going on. And just pointing a finger in different directions. I thought that was really interesting to me and kind of gave it like a real world aspect right in the beginning. Two values that I think are being represented in the dramatic world are vengeance and loyalty. I think vengeance because Helena goes and tells Demetrius that Hermia fled with Lysander, and I also think that with vengeance that Hermia was trying to get back at her father, especially with the tone that he used of him being able to dispose of her as he wishes. And loyalty, I think Helena told Demetrius about that because she wanted to show her loyalty to him, as well as Hermia wanting to flee with Lysander because of her loyalty to him. I think that the values brought in the perspective of like the pursuit of happiness and how they're just trying to pursue their happiness with the ones that they truly love. Stuff that I circled and highlighted and made note of were words just so that way I could like help translate them and further my connection for the reading and better to get in order to get a better understanding for what was going on. Sometimes just the words aren't able to be translated, and sometimes it makes you dig deeper and look into it, but with everything I found it easier to explain once I found out what the words actually meant. With the issue of diversity, gender is depicted in the play as women of just like the bearers of society, and men are more worthy than them, and the way that they treat women is basically of a disposal, as Hermia's father put it. It's basically like masculinity and femininity. Masculinity, they're stronger, they're tougher, while women just bear the fruit of society. And it suggests about the play as a whole that, well, clearly it was in a time where women were seen as that, but it also just basically shows that people also went out to follow their heart in the way that their families did not agree. As men played the female characters, I think that the casting presented itself as emotionless towards the plot of the play, just because men aren't as emotional as women, and some people may have seen it as like funny or mocked it when it's truly like a love story. Two questions that I have are: what would you do if you were in Hermia's shoes? Would you go and follow your true love in your pursuit of happiness, or would you stay and obey your father? And then another one is, what perspective did you receive out of this reading, and what do you think was represented throughout the reading through Hermia's perspective?